Hey, what's going on, everybody? Scotty Boots here, and I've been obsessing on the Spider-Man trailer. I'm sure we all have been. I woke up this morning thinking about something, and I've got a theory that I want to talk about here. I think Andrew Garfield was revealed in this trailer, and I think we're all thinking so much inside the box of what these pre-established Spider-Man movies have been, and we need to think a little bit outside of the box with this here, especially after the events that unfolded in Loki. Now that we know the multiverse is open, there's variants of everybody. We saw Loki with multiple different variants of him and all these different Lokis running around. We probably are going to see something like that in this movie. So here's what I think is going down. First and foremost, with Electro, we see Electro in here, a totally different version of Electro, different colors, different kind of scheme, different kind of energies and stuff. I think that is a different variant of Electro. That's not the Electro that we got in the Amazing Spider-Man Part 2. Same character, same thing happens in some alternate timeline, but it is a different version, a variant of that Electro that gets pulled in. Doc Ock could be the same thing because we see in the trailer here that he's got red, on the claws coming out and such. So that could be, a variant of Doc Ock, not the one specifically from Spider-Man 2. Goblin could be, the Goblin that we've, saw in Spider-Man 1 with Tobey. We'll find out. But the big thing here is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield going to be in this movie. I think if you're going to bring them both in, maybe they're not both going to show up as Spider-Man. And here's why I think that. I've been obsessing over two spots in this trailer specifically. One, the very end where Doctor Strange is just standing up there on top of the Statue of Liberty and just basically, all this stuff's coming down. He's like, I can't stop them coming through. That's clearly a pivotal point in the movie, and that's not the first time we're seeing any of these characters come through the multiverse and into, the MCU verse here. So something's going on there. I'm curious with that. I think that might be like a whole onslaught of things coming in where we're just going to see like an endgame scale kind of thing with Spider-Man, possibly, with people coming in from all over the place. What I think we might be seeing here, though, and it's this character here. This is the one that I'm super curious about, more so than anything. I was thinking when I first saw the trailer, I kept going back and forth between Dane DeHaan and James Franco. But the more that I've been thinking about this and trying to think outside the box, I think this is Andrew Garfield right here. I think Andrew Garfield, in some alternate timeline, some different part of the multiverse, at some point, either A, didn't become Spider-Man and found his way to becoming a goblin, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, however they want to play it. I know it's not the color scheme for Hobgoblin, but just bear with me here. Or he was Spider-Man, something had happened to where he picked up the mantle to become the Goblin. Maybe he became a villain, or maybe he's showing up here as a hero just on the skiff, and he's going to play the role of the Goblin as a hero to help. So that's my theory here. I think this is Andrew Garfield. It's definitely not Dane DeHaan. I don't think it's James Franco. I do think this is Andrew Garfield here, and I think we're going to be knocked on our asses because they're going to totally pull a 180 on us. And the reason I would say this would be Andrew Garfield over Tobey Maguire is Tobey Maguire is so beloved as Spider-Man. The Andrew Garfield movies, I know there's fans out there. I wasn't the biggest fan of those movies, but him as Spider-Man is not as beloved. So I don't think you mess with that. If you're going to do anything different with any of the Spider-Men, I think Andrew Garfield's the one that you're going to play in that sandbox with to give us something different, where seeing Tobey Maguire show up, if this does indeed happen, you're going to want to see Tobey as Spider-Man. I think they can get away with doing something different with Andrew Garfield, and I think that's what they did. That's my theory. That's my prediction on this. I think this character that we're seeing right here, that's going to be Andrew Garfield, and I think he's the Goblin. Whether he be a hero or a villain, but I think this is at the end of the movie. Whenever that rift is opening up, all that purple energy, and it seems like everything's about to come crashing down, and portals are going to start opening up, and the multiverse is just crashing down right there in New York City. I think we're going to see him pop out, and we'll find out if he's going to be Team Spidey or Team with looking like Sinister Six here. So that's my theory, guys. Would love to know your thoughts on that there. I think we need to think way outside the box with a lot of this here. I think if anything that this trailer showed us is we probably have a pretty good idea of what's going on, but they're showing us enough information to where I don't think it's that clear cut and dry. There's definitely some going on, and we don't get a clear shot of this character at all either. I mean, we'll play this in slow-mo. I did this yesterday with my trailer reaction, but let's just slow this down and watch this come through here. I mean, that's not Dane DeHaan. I mean, it's a clear-cut face with goggles on. Plus the skiff. This skiff is very like traditional Green Goblin. I went back and I looked at I knew the James Franco one was kind of like the surfboard looking thing, but I went back and looked at Dane DeHaan's, and that thing was very, very more like spiky and techy and stuff like that. This is way more in line with what Willem Dafoe is on. And even this tech here too. These aren't pumpkin bombs. These are when Spider-Man was fighting Goblin in the burning house when he went in there to rescue, the kid and stuff. These are those spinners with the blades that he was kind of like jumping and getting between and all that. So this tech 100% looks like it's from, the Raimi verse, but unless that's Willem Dafoe, possibly. I guess, man, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's Willem Dafoe outside of the costume. In a different variant version of himself pops up where he doesn't actually wear the suit. He just shows up like this. But I'm thinking this is Andrew Garfield. I think they're going to pull a 180 on us. And I'm hoping that's the case, too, because I would love to see something unique like that. So that's my theory, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I can't believe that we're about a month away from this movie here. I can't remember when I've been this excited for a movie outside of like the really big. I mean, every Marvel movie that comes out, is always kind of a big event now. But this Spider-Man's my guy. It's always been my favorite superhero, and I love Tom Holland's iteration with the character. So I cannot wait to see what they do with this. But there's so much going on between the multiverse, having Doctor Strange involved, what's going on here, which I'm really feeling strongly is Andrew Garfield popping in, and beyond that too, we've got everything that Loki was setting up that could tie back in through all of the movies with this here. We've got the Sonyverse. We've got the Venom stuff. I mean, there's so much that can go on within just this movie alone. And Morbius, of course, is coming too. And we saw Michael Keaton pop up over there. There's a lot of shit going on. Marvel has opened up Pandora's box on multiple levels here. So that's what we got for today, though, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe. Leave some comments down below. Would love to know your thoughts on this here. Hope you all have a great day out there. We'll see you in the next one.